Hey there, wise minds. Welcome back to another episode of the Wise Mind Sakai podcast, where we sprinkle a little wisdom, a little humor, and a whole lot of perspective into your day life. I'm your host, Nat Plastino, your fellow overthinker and your official guide to not making your brain your worst enemy. So, today's topic, stop imagining a false future. Yep, you heard that right. Because let's be honest, our minds are the Netflix of made up futures. We stream every possible disaster scenario in high definition with no commercial breaks. So let me ask you this. How many times have you worried about something that never happened? Exactly. Probably 98% of the things you've ever stressed about stayed right there inside your head like unpaid rent in your mental apartment. You think, what if I fail? What if they laugh at me? What if the boss fires me? What if aliens invade during my job interview? Okay, the last one's kind of rare, but our brains don't always play fair. The truth is, most of us are time traveling professionals, not with a DeLorean like in Back to the Future, but with raw imagination. We rehearse painful futures, heartbreaking outcomes, and catastrophic possibilities that never get a ticket to reality. Here's how it works. You imagine a worst case scenario, then you feel it like it's happening now. Your stomach knots, your heart races, your brain screams danger. But reality is just sitting there calmly, sipping coffee, saying, relax. None of that is real. This loop we go through is watching a horror movie you wrote, produced, and directed. And the villain is your own imagination. What happens? You stop living in the present. You stop enjoying your coffee, your nice walks in nature, your beautiful sandwich, because you're too busy trying to survive an apocalypse that only exists in your head. Now, let me drop a little wisdom bomb on you. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Boom, there it is. Most of your pain, stress, and fear, imagination, false futures, it's like paying interest on a loan you never took out. And here's the kicker. Imagine these false futures doesn't even prepare you. You think you're being smart, you think you're ready for anything, but what happens when reality shows up? It usually doesn't look anything like the horror movie you scripted. It's like training for a marathon by practicing hopscotch. Totally different game. So how do we stop this madness? Glad you asked. Catch yourself in the act. Next time you start spinning out, pause and ask, is this happening now or just in my head? If it's just your imagination, thank your brain for the creativity and move on. Replace it with a better story. If your brain insists on imagining, give it a positive script. Instead of, what if I fail this presentation and everyone laughs? Try more like, what if I totally crush this presentation and then someone offers me a free lunch later on? Perfect. Anchor yourself in the present. Notice something real around you. The smell of coffee, the sound of your breathing, the texture of the chair and table you're sitting at. The present moment is way less scary than your brain's movie theater. And then the last thing is limit future traveling. Yes, plan. Yes, prepare. But don't live in a future that doesn't exist yet. Live here in the only place life actually happens, the present moment. So, my friends, the next time you catch yourself imagining a false future, remember, your brain is a storyteller, not a fortune teller. It loves drama, but drama doesn't pay the bills or bring the peace of mind. Instead, ground yourself in what is, not what might be. Laugh at your brain when it says, hey, maybe your car will explode tomorrow. And more like say, thanks for the movie trailer, brain, but I'll stick to reality. All right, wise minds. That's today's episode of Perspective. Remember, stop streaming false futures in your head. Netflix is way cheaper and less stressful. If you enjoyed this episode, do me a huge favor, subscribe to the Wise Mindset Guy podcast so you don't miss future wisdom bombs. And if you're feeling extra generous, leave me a review. It helps more wise minds like you find this show, and hey, it makes me smile too. Thanks for listening. Stay present, stay wise, and as always, keep that mindset sharp.